Bob, I'm not trying to be a pain, but we got to push that button and let it stay on. It's a nice little toy you gave us,
Just
but
get a piece of tape.
Right.
And our name.
no.
Right there, that's where you want to get it. Just a piece of tape.
You're
probably
pushing it.
looks like Eric.
Ask George Bush.
We'll ask Nixon how it worked out for him with all the microphones in the office.
They can make. Are we live yet?
No. I'm refreshing all day, every day. You watch your mouth. You shut your mouth when you're talking. No,
What was your famous line? Don't put baby in the corner or something?
that's right. That was good, right? Put him in the corner. Nobody puts baby.
You guys too young to watch Dirty Dancing.
No, I mean, I'm looking at it on my phone right now. I'll go to youtube.com on the World Wide Web.
That's where you need to go, yeah.
Well, I'm on the YouTube app, which should all function the same.
Ooh.
Man, I had so much hope that we were going to get out of here early tonight.
It's not bad. I mean,
Because Kathy wasn't here.
I think we're doing okay.
Well, we want to try to get
Yeah,
the live stream.
6-2. It says live. Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at it.
All right.
It's a delay, but I'm looking at it.
Let's get the show back on the road.
Okay?
I make a motion we on recess.
Okay, I got it. All right, we're there. Okay, ready? Okay, I make a motion that we resume our meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there? I hear.
It's over there.
I hear the volume now. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, great. Picking up where we left off, first reading of ordinance 20-14, and that's the rental property registration. Rental property registration, rental unit. Is there a motion for first reading?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Sickinger.
Yeah, so I'm not a expert in the 2018 edition of the International Property Maintenance Code. 2017, I was pretty good, but as I understand it, this allows us as a town to have a little bit better support of our residents who are living in rental properties. On that understanding, I'm in favor.
So, just one question: what version are we going from?
We're going from nothing to 2018, which is the most current one. We don't have anything in place, which is why we're doing the ordinance.
Okay. Mr. Danielson?
Yeah, this is a direct result of our interviews and meetings that we've had
Right.
with the two companies as far as overseeing and bringing on development side,
In-house.
seeing permitting and everything else. So
Right.
one of the things that came up in all those conversations was the the fact that we need to get in there and help with unsafe conditions. We have to have the ability to get in there and make sure that these houses are safe for the tenants. And those usually occur in the one-offs, so this will bring us up to speed with all of that.
Okay. Any more comments, Mr. Bush?
Yeah, just a few. I have a few questions, just so I'm clear on what we're doing. So, will this be enforced internally, administratively, or will this be pushed to code? In other words, what's the burden going to be on the town now that we're going to actually have a code to enforce as far as rentals go?
Well, we are hoping, after having talked to the organizations that gave us proposals for taking over our building permits, both of them said that they would be able to provide inspectors to do this if they are asked or if they see something obvious.
And also, will these inspections occur? So let's say I own a rental property in Irmo, and my tenants have left, and I'm bringing new tenants in. Will I be required to be inspected each occasion?
We haven't discussed that yet. That's something we'll have to work out in the future as we move through this process.
All right, that's all I have. Thanks.
Okay. Any more comments? Seeing none, are ready to vote? All in favor of first reading of the ordinance, raise your right hand. All opposed? Seeing none is unanimous. Approval, item D, approval to transfer ownership a portion of South Carolina 1294, which is known as Mower Street, a 0.7 of a mile from SCDOT to the town of Irmo. Mr. Sickinger, you put that on the agenda. Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Sickinger made a motion. Mr. Danielson seconded. Mr. Sickinger, tell us what this is all about, please.
Yeah, so this, with the coffee shop coming in around the corner here and all of the reconfiguring of Lake Murray Boulevard and Woodrow and the turns and all the medians and stuff coming in, essentially what it worked out to is folks who are on the other side of Lake Murray Boulevard here would have a hard time having an outlet unless they went kind of all the way around. And so in conversation with SCDOT, they said it is possible for us to have that road be a one-way outlet onto Lake Murray Boulevard. Kind of their caveat there was that the town would have to take it over. And essentially what that would do is it would allow access to Lake Murray Boulevard one way, and you could turn left, which is kind of an important piece if you're coming from that direction. I'm in favor.
Okay, Mr. Danielson?
Yes, I too am in favor. I've been involved in meetings, actually, even before I was elected to council. This is obviously a work in progress per se with DOT and all the neighborhood businesses there. I think it's critical that we have our drivers the ability to turn left on Lake Murray Boulevard. So I think the one way is a perfect way to do it. Gets everybody spilled out so they can go left. So I'm in favor.
Yes, Mr. Bush.
I do have some concerns with traffic patterns. That is a busy road, and to make a left turn out of there, it looks like it could be considerably difficult, as they've got to cross 2 lanes of oncoming traffic into a 3rd lane. Is there any anticipated traffic signaling that's going to happen there with SCDOT, or is that
They do it now, you know. They do it now when that ATM there.
I know that, but we're going to go ahead and open it and make there's going to be potentially more traffic. I mean, at this point, it's a guy using an ATM coming out, where I think there could potentially be considerable more traffic, and just to kind of understand the implications of it. And, you know, the future of that road is going to be, with all the development going on around here, is going to be, the traffic's going to increase, not decrease. And so left turns are a consideration. And so that's all I'm asking, is if we thought about, you know, some way to protect traffic. because that pretty much will mostly be left turn traffic.
Yeah, so there's a couple of things. There are some signals that are going in and other traffic mediation to clean up that area. And effectively, what we would have done, assuming this passes, is move the left turn from Woodrow down to that street, and which would be a safer left-hand turn than, at the end of the day, if we're going to take something away, we should give something back.
You need to talk into the mic, sir. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Something. Something in the back of my brain says that when we allowed the construction of the ATM machine, we had some sort of an agreement with the bank. I don't know if we voted to close the road, open the road, gave them an encroachment permit, but something was worked out with the bank which allowed them to construct the ATM there. Seems to me there was some sort of a swap arrangement, but you're talking 30 years ago. I just don't remember. Surely I just don't know. It seems like we did something to allow that ATM there. Do you know what it was, Bob?
I remember that there was an agreement, and we tried this about 15 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Somewhere in that time frame, and then there was discussion about reopening it. And if I'm not mistaken, the agreement was we had to okay some of the locations before we were allowed to use the ATM. But what DOT is saying now is that you keep the ATM where it is, you just open up a one lane coming on Lower Street. So that's kind of where we're at. So it wouldn't interfere with the ATM at all, based on what DOT said. That's all I know.
No, I thought Mr. Loveland had worked that out with the bank, or the ATM owner. Is that not what you understood, or?
I understood there were conversations taking place. I don't know if anything was finalized on that.
All right, well, this is just getting the land in our control at this point. Whether we open it up or not is still up for negotiation. So any other discussion? Any more discussion on that?
I just had two more questions. One for the chief. How do you feel about that intersection?
Well, looking at the intersection, if you look at Carlisle Street, there is on the pavement out there, there's an X, a white X. Traveling the roads a lot, I see people who do stop and let people make the left turn. So if Mower Street went across and be just like Carlisle Street, maybe an X could be put there for letting the left people turn left and let there be that gap. Irmo citizens are pretty good about letting people in and out of that traffic area, and Carlisle Street was a major issue. They put the X there, and that solved a lot of problems. I don't see it being a problem for law enforcement. If it wants to be an exit only, that could happen. Just put an X there, and hopefully people will remember to stop. And we'll put that sign up that's there now, do not block
Right.
section, or stop before X.
Yeah.
No, number two is, once we take ownership of this, we're going to be stuck with it, right?
Well, don't say stuck with it. I mean, it's not a bad thing to have.
It becomes an asset, yes.
Yeah.
It's an asset, and I know a lot of things about assets, being as old as I am, that you have to pay maintenance and you have to do upkeep and house insurance, and sometimes the air conditioner breaks. So we'll be required to keep this road maintained.
Well, the next discussion council's going to have is, once we go out and solicit bids on what it would cost to bring it up to standard to open up a one-lane road there, then you'll be talking about how much money we want to spend. But yes, after we open it, we'll have full responsibility. DOT said they don't want it because they weren't going to spend any money over there on it, but they're willing to give it to us if, you don't have to open it. It depends what the cost is when we bid it out.
Thank you.
But it'll be in our control. That's what we're voting for tonight. Any more discussion? All in favor then of accepting or of accepting the approval to transfer the portion of Moore Street from SCDOT to the town of Irmo, raise your right hand. All opposed, it's unanimous. Item E, approval to accept approximately 5 acres of land donated from Dr. Sir Durham, which consists of portions of 2 parcels, Lexington TMS 1999-02-002 Woodrow Street, and TMS 10,003 7212 Woodrow Street. You have on the maps on the, is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
I'll second.
Mr. Sickinger made a motion, Mr. Bush seconded, but I just want to, before I let y'all speak, I want to point out that it's not on Woodrow Street, but it's actually the land behind it, where he has built a wonderful professional office building, the Irmo Professional Center. What is it called? Yeah, what is it called?
Irmo Wellness Center.
Professional. It's the Irmo Professional Center, I believe it is. He bought the lot next to it to build a parking lot extension for his building, but he didn't use the entire lot. There's approximately 5 acres behind it and behind his office building where he's giving it to the town of Irmo. Now, once we have ownership of that, I know there's a lot of things that we can do. One of the things is I've had people approach me about doing a community garden, having a community green space. And I think that most of the neighbors on Archer's Court, Valleywood, most of the neighbors in that office complex will be glad to have green space and or a community garden in that area. And so, again, that's just one idea I have. So, Mr. Sickinger, you made a motion? Is there discussion?
Yeah, I'm in favor. I'll take a donation. You know, there's a lot of ways that we could use the land or not use the land, but I think it's close to us as well, you know, Town Hall, and it's close to Veterans Park. It's right there.
Mr. Bush?
I'm definitely in favor. 2 questions. As far as access, will Lodge Alley Lane provide, because I know it's landlocked there, but we'll have right of way into that property?
I'm sure that the town attorney can work something out, Mr. Durham, to give us access from maybe this parking lot or somewhere around there that goes right straight back there. I discussed it with him.
We'll have to work something out. You can't have landlocked property, so there'll have to be some sort of an easement to get to it, but I don't see where there's a problem here. He approached me about this, and he is excited about the possibility of us taking the donation. We can do a lot of things with it. I don't see any downside to it. And so I told him I'd bring it to y'all. I've already taken the liberty of securing a surveyor, securing an appraiser, and hired somebody to prepare the deed whenever the time comes. So I was assuming y'all would say yes.
Absolutely. I mean, this is very generous and
Yeah.
exceptionally generous. He's been a great participant in our community for a long time. So
He's
this is
also, we had a long conversation about other things that he and his colleagues could do to basically help the town of Irmo. He is quite interested in helping himself, helping through the people who are his tenants, and through other organizations with which he's affiliated. He is just, if everybody was served Durham in this community, we'd be all right. He's wanting to help.
Does this go behind the retirement home? Because
Behind his building, his new building.
that's what I know, but I'm looking at the other star. There's 2 stars there.
One's the building and one's the parking lot. Correct.
Okay, so that second star is, this is Lodge Alley Alley Lane, that's where the, retirement home is, isn't it?
No, I don't. The property, as I have seen it, is behind his new office building and behind the new parking lot. Those
Right.
two parcels he got in two separate deeds, but they adjoin and come together to make about 5 acres.
So can we walk from his parking lot to the, across the, street that goes to the retirement home to get to the Veterans Park?
Now, Whit's gonna have to help me on that one, I don't know.
Okay.
The,
You know what I'm trying to get to is,
I can tell you the answer to that will be no.
okay,
As you may or may not know, I developed this building for Sir Durham. So everybody's discussed this, but me.
okay, so we got an inside scoop.
I yield my time, Councilman Daniels.
You've got roughly 5 acres behind the main building. It was a 10-acre parcel. 5 acres is not usable, okay? Then you've got roughly 3 to 4 acres behind the parking lot. Again, it's probably pushing 10 altogether. But it's, SERB has done a lot of great things for the community, and it's not just SERB, it's also his colleagues and other partners. So you are talking about trying to go across Lodge Alley, which would then go by the nursing home facilities. And David over there is very strict about who gets access down there. Trust me, worked for 18 months on this thing. So and rightfully so, especially now in this day and age with the COVID and the nursing homes and all that. So yeah, we'd have to have access, and I'm sure you could fix that. But yeah, you wouldn't be able to walk. I don't believe you'd be able to walk to the Veterans Park. Yeah.
That's fine, I was just,
Can't walk to the Veterans Park.
yeah, I was just trying to get access, figure out how we're gonna get access to that. Okay, that's fine, but thank you. Any more discussion? Seeing none, all in favor then of accepting approximately, this is kind of weird, you have to accept land that somebody's given us? I mean, yeah,
Well,
just
your
take it.
predecessor refused to, if I recall.
Oh, that's true, okay.
Well, so this comes on the heels of other places that give away land that maybe need massive remediation from oil spills or something like that. So they want you to be able to decide. But I don't.
If there was an oil spill there, it would be all the way down into Archer's Court, so, because it's straight downhill.
No, that ain't in my neighborhood, so good. All right, all in favor of accepting, raise your right hand. It's unanimous. All opposed? None.
After the property is appraised, we'll have to vote to accept it again. But we just wanted to make positive. We understood everybody was happy before we spent some money. 'Cause I'm gonna pay, I think I'm paying for the survey.
Well, I appreciate that very much. Thank you.
Arbor Day will pay for it.
Arbor Day is very generous, and Sir Dr. Gurley, I can see it now. And I know I have people interested in doing community garden. They have money and wanna do stuff. So, thank you.
There won't be when we take it. If you wanna put some on there, you can.
I just, to keep it within line of, what they would want behind them.
He's not requiring any deed restrictions. If you wanna place something on there, when we get it, it is restricted anyway.
No, I mean, we don't have to.
Maybe Councilman Bush can't build a shack back there or something like that.
There's a, and Lord, you don't want me to waste the time there. There's an unopened road that potentially could be turned into a really nice walking trail that could possibly be made to intersect with this piece of property that could make a really, really, really nice green space. And if you were able to, if you got really lucky and we could convince the guys from the nursing home that it made sense for the old people, if we could get access through their property in some way that could benefit them, you could potentially connect the town park to the Veterans Park by way of a walking trail. But that's a wish list, and just something to be thinking about as we move along.
Okay. Discussion item, there's no discussion tonight. There is an executive session for a contractual matter. There's a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Is there a second? Mr. Danielson, all in favor of going into executive session for a contractual matter, building permit proposal, raise your right hand. All opposed? It's unanimous. We'll be back. We're not going to take any votes. We were going to executive session and come back quickly. When you come back? Did they cut the camera off?
Camera's off.
Okay.
Turn that off too.
They may never get it back.
Yeah.
Well, we're only gonna come back, not gonna make a decision. And
Just don't have your mics